Breaking news. Donald Trump's legislative plans for his upcoming term are multifaceted, focusing on reversing several Biden-era policies while pushing forward his own agenda on tax, regulation, immigration, and more. Here's a detailed look based on recent discussions and statements. Tax cuts. Trump plans to extend the tax cuts from his first term, particularly the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. He has also proposed eliminating taxes on tips, overtime pay, Social Security benefits, and car loan interest, which would require congressional approved tariffs. He's suggested implementing a universal tariff of 10 to 20% on imports, with higher tariffs specifically targeting Chinese goods, aiming to protect American industries but potentially risking trade wars. Regulatory reform. Trump has promised to cut regulations significantly, continuing the one-in, two-out policy from his first term, where for every new regulation, two must be eliminated. Affordable Care Act. Trump has consistently talked about repealing the Affordable Care Act, ACA, though he has not yet detailed a comprehensive replacement plan beyond stating he has concepts of a plan. Abortion. He supports leaving abortion legislation to the states, having stated he would veto a federal abortion ban. However, his administration might not aggressively defend against legal challenges to abortion access, particularly concerning medication abortion. Mass deportation. Trump has promised what he describes as the largest mass deportation operation in history, including using the National Guard and local law enforcement, though specifics on funding and implementation remain unclear. Border security. He plans to reinstate policies like remain in Mexico, end birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants, which would likely face legal challenges, and enhance border security measures. Fossil fuels. Trump advocates for an energy policy focused on fossil fuels, opposing electric vehicle incentives and promoting drill baby drill for oil and gas exploration. Climate change. He has dismissed climate change as a hoax and would likely roll back many of the environmental regulations put in place by the Biden administration. Criminal justice. There's an indication Trump might consider commutations or pardons for nonviolent offenders from the January 6th Capitol riot, aiming to address what he perceives as political persecution. Education. There's a focus on reversing Biden's student loan forgiveness policies and possibly restructuring higher education regulations to favor for-profit institutions. Foreign policy. Trump has expressed intentions to negotiate a ceasefire in Ukraine on his first day in office, indicating a shift from Biden's more confrontational stance with Russia. Congressional dynamics. Much of Trump's legislative agenda will depend on the composition of Congress. A Republican-controlled Congress would facilitate passing these policies under budget reconciliation, but a Democrat-led House could force compromises or block significant changes. Executive actions. Where legislation might be stalled, Trump is likely to resort to executive orders to push his agenda, as seen in his first term. These plans reflect Trump's conservative, America-first approach, but are subject to the political realities of Washington, including legislative battles, court challenges, and public opinion. Critics argue these policies could reverse environmental progress, exacerbate economic inequality, and lead to international trade disputes, while supporters see them as necessary corrections to what they view as an overreaching federal government under Biden.